Aber natürlich, we have a great strategy for you today. We have the Sicilian Siege Tower hop into castle drop. And to be honest with you, I was a little bit worried about this strategy working, being that we are at 1300 ELO now. We have been going on a Berber killing spree in Arabia with a new super toxic strategy that we found. And you know what, Poop Lord? You're right. We do love this name. Slowly does it. Great name, and he says that he likes my name, and I love it when you guys have friendly banter with me in Age of Empire. It makes my day, and it makes me happy. So thank you, and thank you if you don't get salty about the strategies that I do to you. That's really meaningful to me. I'm not looking to piss people off. I'm just trying to be creative within the game. I even give a shout out to my YouTube channel here, and he's super cool. He's like, yeah, man, I'll check it out. And I'm like, thanks. And we don't have to go too much into it. I don't have to be like, oh, well, I tried this strategy and that. No, just like a little bit of friendly engagement. And this kind of sets up a nice relationship within this game because we're going to be talking throughout this game as we keep going. Now, a little bit about this strategy and how you make this strategy, in my opinion, work more effectively. So we need 6 on food to begin with. Then we're going to transition 4 into wood. We're going to try and push all the deer. Now, deer spawn randomly. You might get 3 or you might get 4. You're hoping for 4 because that makes this strategy work a lot easier. After that, you're going to put everything on food. Everything goes onto food until you click feudal. When you click feudal, move 4 of your villagers from food to gold so that you have that 200 gold requirement. Get a villager as you go up, get loom as you get up. Make sure that as you are going up the castle, you have 10 villagers on stone, and make sure that you have enough villagers on wood so that by the end of it, you have 400 wood in the bank. Do not, I repeat, do not construct farms until you have 400 wood in the bank. That's very important because you need to spend money for a siege workshop and you need to spend resources on a siege workshop and a siege tower. My deer won't lure. They won't do it. They won't do it. It's pathfinding issues, my opponent says. I think he says. Oh, I got him. I got him. My mama would be so proud of me. Pathing sucks. And you know what, guys? I agree. I posted this on Reddit the other day about some of the problems that we are having in Age of Empires. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm so happy with some of the things that our devs do for us, making updates, new civs. I'm really happy that on a 20-year-old game, we still have additional updates. But instead of getting these new civs, I can't help but think that I would like some quality of life improvements. For example, the pathing. When I click something over here, they take the freaking long way around. It's like they never get there. In addition to that, I would really like it that if I disconnected from a game, and I disconnect a lot, I have bad internet, it is what it is. But I would like to reconnect to that game, especially in a 4v4 or a 3v3. Once you're out, once you kicked out, you can't reconnect. I know you have that instant little reconnect, but if you're out of a certain period of time, you cannot reconnect to the game. And I think that's a big bummer. I would also really like to see an improvement as if somebody does Alt F4, that you remain in your party and that you don't have to re-invite everybody to get back in to the same group. That wastes so much of my time on a daily basis. Anyway, I could go on and on and on, but it was really cool to just talk to you guys about it because you guys also had some really, really great ideas on improvements that could be made. Selecting more units than 60, improving the pathfinding was a big one, nerfing house walls, and so on, and so on, and so on. So I tell my opponent I think I should be lower elo because of the Berber thing. I don't think he really got that, but we've clicked up to feudal and we are going to now collect gold. Like I said, 4 on gold is a plenty. Oh, that almost was a dead villager right there. Are we taking 3 sheep? Is that... I hope that's not a sheep. Okay, that's a boar, but still, we're taking 2 sheep, and my opponent definitely had a strategy for this. I've looked at this game a couple of times. He pushed in his deer at the perfect moments. He's way earlier to feudal. And this is why I'm like, F. Like, I am such a goner. And he's going to fast castle behind this. That's pretty impressive considering he's only at 24 pop. This reminds me a lot of that Josh game where Josh goes 24 pop into castle. No way. I'm going to have a castle on my face, aren't I? He has a total of 9 villagers onto stone, and castle is incoming really quick. We're not even into feudal yet. This is bad news bears for me. Now, thankfully, I am somewhat familiar with low eco builds. We are up. We do have a whole bunch of idols, and we want to quickly construct a market and a blacksmith. There we go. And these villagers are going to go over to stone. Why not? Why not? Just barely have enough food, but with this additional food coming in, now we're going to redistribute these guys to wood and to, as I click on the gold, this is wood, right? The yellow is wood. We're going to redistribute these to wood, and we're going to redistribute these to stone. Meanwhile, I'm only 1% of the way up. My opponent is already 60% up. Now, and I'm kind of pooping myself at this point because 1300 elo, I'm like, I made it. I went to castle. I did a thing. I did it. I'm so proud. I made it. I didn't done a thing. And we have too many on stone, actually. 15 is way too many. So we transitioned some of these onto wood, I believe. And my scout is deading. Meanwhile, he's coming forward to castle drop me already. He's castle already, and I'm like, no, don't kill my scout. Everything is going wrong. He's a much faster, higher APM player. Can this strategy still even work? Can we do something? Now, I realize obviously that he is going to be castle dropping me. This is close enough to my walls that I can see this. And I'm thinking, poo. Let's try and wall this off. But actually, this is too greedy of a wall off. We need to wall this off way behind. And I'll show you why in just a second. I figured, you know what? Just continue. Just continue with the plan. It's fine. Wall him off. Stall him out at home. Drop the siege tower. Oh, no. 2 villagers down the drain already. So we realized that, okay, we have to be a little bit less greedy and construct some walls in places that actually make sense. Meanwhile, that siege tower is going to be coming out, and we are still down in population by 3. Lol. TC's Ook, nothing behind it. And I kind of felt like he had nothing behind this. And he went for a super fast TC, and we're going to punish him for it. Thank you for letting me know your strategy, sir. And now we have the siege tower, and we're going to be dropping this on his face. We had a plan B the entire time. No, we only have one plan. It's like when you have a toddler and they have one of those little boxes and they have to put the circle in the circle shape and whatnot. I am very much so a toddler, first of all. Second of all, I am that kid who tries to force the circle into the square part when it doesn't really fit. And then eventually I break the toy and it fits somehow, some way. I was also thinking to myself, hey, we actually have enough stone. Why don't we just build a dungeon and wall him behind over here? Just make this push a little bit more awkward for him. We still have enough stone left for the castle drop. And I think at some point we should see, yeah, okay, so we do have those house walls coming in here as well. And I felt pretty okay about the whole situation. I mean, this is bad, but with this, we can kind of protect the TC. We could even go for another layer of wall behind this. And we are actually getting some value from the dungeon. Meanwhile, gotta be very quiet over here. We see that farm, and now we know that we're in the right zone. When you jump over the wall, you don't want to drop it immediately. You have This bonus is key right here. Castles and towers built 100% faster. And that's going to, we don't have a great economy behind this either. But this castle is already up, and we are going to have 4 dead villagers, maybe less. Oh my goodness, Castle Fire, you did a terrible job firing. Normally I like to get fletching, but in this particular situation we did not have the eco for it, so no fletching, although we should be converting some of that gold into food. Meanwhile, another castle on our face, and this guy is on the wrong side of the wall, so you know what? You're just gonna have to deal with it, man. You're on that side now. That's what's happening. So we have this push going on. He has this push going on. So we have a kind of a base trade going on, and he has Shotel warriors. That's right, Shotels in the house. I love seeing Shotel warriors. You don't see Shotel warriors enough, in my opinion. And I didn't have enough wood to drop anything, so I figured, you know what? Bill fighted. I'm like, I think I'm roasted. I think I'm toasty over here because I didn't feel like this did a ton of damage. Can we get that villager? Oh, come on. Oh, didn't get her. And actually, I'm trying to stop this push over here, so not doing the greatest job with that either. And I think there's a hole over here. If he does manage to get through, we should actually take care of this. But he's bringing everything back to try and deal with my push, which is very, very favorable. As we just have villagers running around. Such a silly game. We both went for the no eco approach in this particular situation. So I'm thinking, okay, instead of building additional villagers, why don't we just get some sergeants out? And we have way too much gold. We should be converting this gold into food. We need that food much harder than we need gold at the moment. And don't lose that sergeant for free, please. Don't lose that villager for free, please. There's so much stuff going on at this particular time. It's hard to deal with everything. He wants to keep his base safe at home. I want to keep my base safe at home. But there's no military at my base at the moment. And there is some military at his base. And we can actually get some value over here if that castle could just target some of these villagers at the end. Oh, that was not good. But that Shoto is going to eat it now. Yep. There we go. And we finally have enough wood to potentially drop a... I was gonna say a mining camp, but sure, go for the kill. Why don't you, you sicko? A siege workshop. Bam! Right on his face. We're gonna take down all of these buildings. And how do Shotels do against sergeants? I guess pretty decently, although... Doink. We wanted to avoid that hit. Now he goes for a watchtower, and you know what? Pull the boys and pull the girls. It's time to make stuff messy. A monastery to convert sergeants? Sure, more sergeants are being produced. How are the eco numbers looking? He is up by 10. And now I have this, and I figured, oh, come on. No. Yeah, just fire in the midst over here. Just do it. Oh, I really wish I could have had some more value on that. He's going to go for monk defense. I guess he only really has gold in the bank at the moment, and this is going to be denied. And now these sergeants are going to be able to do tons and tons of work. Conversions are coming in, but nope, sorry, not today. Get that monk. And this is destruction over here. We are actually still behind, and he is actually mining stone over here. So another castle could potentially come up defensively. And Larry was totally fine. You guys were all worried about Larry and his inevitable demise, but Larry's fine. He's having a good time. I don't think he realized, nor did I realize, that my base at home is actually open. If he had put a bunch of Shotels in there, that would have been really, really bad for me. And we're going to get another monk. That's huge. That's a lot of free gold that we just got out of that. He's desperately trying to mine stone. And all of a sudden, the villager numbers have swung in my favor. We want to make sure that our villagers are actively collecting economy. I'm trying to really work on the eco element behind these all-in kind of strategies. And getting a little bit of gold here would be quite favorable because we can convert that gold into anything else. And now, all of a sudden, another castle goes up. But I don't think he's going to be able to get this up, especially with my mangonel over here. Incoming bada booms. Boof. Oh, 3 villagers down with 1 shot. That's pretty gross. And I can't believe that this game is completely turned around at this point. And the GG is called. It was that quick. I felt like he was so far ahead. And then all of a sudden, I was super far ahead. Even had these guys switch to lumber. And I think if he just pushed, because I think there's a hole over here. Yeah, there's a 1 tile gap right here. If he had just pushed with those show tiles in my base, I'm roasted. I'm absolutely roasted. I think it was a bad decision for him to go back home, but 1300 elo play, none of us are perfect, and I was feeling stressed in this game. I'm so happy that this strategy holds up even at higher elos, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun with this game. I've had really good reactions from you guys with this strategy. 33 to 10, so that's great as well. Who collected more economy? Yeah, he had way more eco. I go for these crazy no eco approaches, man. That's the way I like it. And that's all she wrote. So thank you guys for walking. Keep walking. And try out the sergeant strategy. Try out the siege tower hop into castle drop. I actually think it's pretty effective on arena.